Hello everyone, I am Sidhu. I am having 7 years of experience as a software developer. Today we are going to discuss about Retrieval Augmented Generative. In the world of AI, we are calling it as a RAG. Course is provided by Micro1. If you don't know Micro1 yet, Micro1 has world-class software engineers and the platform is provided by AI. Micro1 connect the best software developers in the world with the top companies, and they have the robust interview and compliance process that makes the hiring breeze. Let's come back to the presentation. Large language models, they are everywhere. From ChatGPT, it became more famous. Sometimes large language models are amazingly right. Sometimes they are interestingly wrong. I want to tell you about a framework that will help large language models to be more accurate and up to date. And we cannot make sure always whatever large language models provides that can be right because they are bounded with some isolated information. If you take ChatGPT as an example, GPT 3.5 is bounded with the information of April 2022 and GPT-4 is much updated. Let's only talk about the word generative and we'll discuss about retrieval augmented later. So the generation refers to the large language models and that generate text in response to a user query, and we are referring that as a prompt. If you take an example of GPT, as a user, we make prompts to the GPT and internally GPT makes a call to LLM and LLM retrieves the relevant information. How many times you make sure that the information is right, and we cannot make sure always the information is right. I have to tell you an anecdote to illustrate this. And I'm a big fan of cricket, so I'll just show you an example by assuming in the terms of cricket. I'm going to GPT. I already made a question saying who made highest centuries in the cricket ODI format in ChatGPT 3.5, and it answered me Sachin Tendulkar, who made highest centuries 49. But the reality check, if I go with Google and ESPN, Cricinfo or ICICI, Virat Kohli is the one who made highest centuries. He recently broke Sachin Tendulkar's record. But ChatGPT gave us the answer what GPT knows, not the real one. So here I can see there are two problems. One is there is no source of truth, and the second one, the data is out of date. So these two are often observed as problematic when interacting with LLM, and the data is keep on changing. So to solve this problem, we have a concept of retrieval augmented generative. So in this slide, you can see when user is sending a prompt, instead LLM returning the data as like previous slide, LLM has to make a request to data source. It's like in this case, it's either ESPN Cricinfo or ICC, whoever is the topmost data provider for the cricket. It has to make a request to them and get the relevant and updated information, and then mix and match up with the LLM and sends the information to the source. So because of this, two problems will be solved. The data will be updated and there will be source of truth that you can give that I have taken this source from ESPN or ICC. So whenever a company or an organization dealing with LLM, they are actually wrapping their data with these kind of data sources to make sure that users are getting the right information. So whenever a new data comes in, so instead fine tuning or training an LLM, the data source will be keep on updating with the new data, and whenever user making a request, and the new data will be processed via LLM and sends as an answer. So the prompt has three properties here. Every time the prompt instruction to pay attention to the retrieved information as well as user information, user question will be part of the prompt as well as the evidence. So the augmented or the data source data will be the source of truth here, and there won't be any hallucinations. Let's try RAG with an example. I'm opening Google Colab. And in the Google Colab, I'm going with a new notebook where we can execute our Python scripts. So here what we are going to try is whatever I have shown theoretically, we will see this practically. First, let me install few libraries. And then I'm importing OpenAI. It's taking time to install. We will wait for a second. It's initializing the Python 3 and it's trying to install. Yeah, it's installed. Now we are importing OpenAI because we are gonna ask prompts to the OpenAI LLM, and then we will feed our knowledge base as well, like an API, what I shown you the data source, and we'll see the results difference. And then I'm not gonna define any knowledge base right now, and we'll see the output. This knowledge base is something like our external API. Let me comment this out. And then I'm setting up API key for it. And then I've already written a function to generate an answer. It internally makes a call to the um, OpenAI completion and returns an output. We'll see. Actually, the same question: who scored highest audience centuries in cricket? If you see now, Sachin Tendulkar is the one who made highest centuries. Now, let me give the data source. We know that highest centuries made by Virat Kohli. So it's like this JSON is provided by IC. Like let's think this JSON is provided by ESPN and ICC. Now I provided this information to LLM. I'm executing the same code. We'll see the output. You see now Virat Kohli is the one who scored highest centuries. So you can see the difference. And this is the simple example of utilizing RAG. So that's all from this session. In the next session, we will discuss about what is vector store and vector embeddings. And finally, we'll discuss about the fine tuning with an example. Thank you.